Okay, so good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So living our busy lives, we come across a variety of different people, and at some point we communicate with them and gain opinions and recommendations from them regarding how you should act in certain situations and what decisions you should make. And by listening to all these people around us and attempting to reflect their opinions into our actions in our daily lives, do we actually ever have time to only listen to ourselves and get an idea about what we want to do in our lives? Now it is time to actually listen to ourselves, take control of our lives, and do what we actually want to do in our lives. So living in our world, there are many different famous celebrities and famous successful people that we all want to live like, and we aspire to be like. Hearing the lifestyle of these people, we tend to try adopt their lifestyles into our life and pretend to live like them. I myself tried that as well and just found out that as time goes on, we lose the uniqueness of our life and what we want to do in normal periods of time. So hence I realized that it is extremely important to live the way you want to and feel most comfortable living with. The reasons are, firstly, trying to replicate someone else's lifestyle can cause you to do things that you really don't like, and this will end up in accumulating more stress in your already stressful life. And secondly, by trying to replicate another person's life and failing to do so, the disappointment you get from it will lead you to feel very discouraged and hence reduce your motivation in life. And finally, the final and most important reason as to why you should aim to not live someone else's lifestyle, but to live your own unique lifestyle is because of the fact that you can do what you enjoy the most and what you love to do the most and get the most out of your short life. So apart from changing our lifestyle to become like someone else, these days we put a lot of emphasis on what other people think of us. This leads us to stay within the norm, which society calls, and also follow trends that even if you don't want to do so. So for example, if red jackets became a really trend in the fashion world, then people will tend to buy the red jacket and wear it just because of the fact that they will feel isolated if they don't do so. However, the key point is that you don't have to follow trends to actually feel important in society. You can choose to do what you want to do and live your life the way you want to. For example, people tend to criticize my fashion quite a lot, say that your clothes are weird and things like that. However, I still choose to wear what I wear because that's what makes me myself, and also the clothes that I wear makes me comfortable and confident. So, you don't always have to listen to what other people say in society. So ultimately, it is your own life, and the choices you make should always aim to make your life meaningful and interesting for yourselves. Now, moving on, I want to bring your attention to the importance of learning how to say no to other people. I'm pretty sure all of you have been in a situation where peer pressure has caused you to do something that you don't want to do. I'm pretty sure if your friends said, hey, let's go do this today, but you had different plans, you will actually feel like you have to go with your friend and do it, even though you don't want to do it, right? So according to statistics, 70% of students actually do something purely because of peer pressure and end up regret doing it. So for most of us, and that has had a negative impact in their lives. So however, you should actually aim to clearly express your thoughts and carry on with what you actually want to do and have to do. Don't succumb to peer pressure from your friends every time. Do what makes your life interesting and lead your life so that you actually feel satisfied with it. And moreover, your parents might actually request you to do certain things from time to time. However, if you have a certain preference that is completely opposite to what your parents request you to do, then place your preference as priority. Don't always listen to what others tell you to do, even if someone as significant as your parents are the ones telling you to do something. Learn to deal with the requests other people make. Don't always try and take those requests and reflect them into your actions that you perform every now and then. And instead, choose the life you actually want to live. So, next slide, please. So, the final point that I want to make is everyone should actually live without regrets. So, to share an experience where I actually regret participating in. So, my friend asked me to join an arts and crafts club one day, but I really wanted to do this sports club. However, being a good friend of his, I was like, okay, sure, I'll actually do the arts and crafts club with you. But however, I found that the arts and crafts club was really boring, and I actually got nothing out of it. I could have done something more meaningful in that time. So I could have joined the sports club that I was really passionate for and loved, and actually gotten something out of it, out of doing that. So from this experience, I found out that you should actually do what you really like doing in order to leave no regrets, because regrets are something that will actually last for a lifetime in your while you live. In contrast, one choice that I actually successfully made in life was when my parents actually asked me to stay in Hong Kong to pursue higher education. However, wanting a new challenge and wanting new valuable experiences, I chose to come to Seoul National University, and up to now, I'm very satisfied with the way I live. So considering that, I have absolutely no regrets for the decision I have made so far, and looking at that, living the way you want to live will actually allow you to live a life which is with very few regrets. So, to conclude, in conclusion, I actually want to emphasize the importance of living your own life the way you want to. This doesn't mean completely ignore what others say to you. You should, of course, take into consideration the recommendations other people make to you. But, however, make sure when you make all the big important decisions, you take into account mostly what you want to do. To live life the way you want to, you should aim to do what makes you happy and reject whatever you don't like or don't want to do. Make sure you try not to live with regrets, as I said before, it is something that will last for a long time in your life. Like what many people always say, we only live life once. Live to the fullest by doing what you really want to do and take control of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, I suggest you to take time regularly to listen to yourself, to your heart, and to your brain as well. Thank you very much for your time today, and I hope that I have inspired you today through my presentation.